enhancing critical
thinking skills through an educational game for kids.
We are 4th year BS IT from Cubao Campus.
And this is our capstone project 1.
I'm Ronnie Arino.
Rayalyn Aspacio,
I'm Richard Vince Feria.
Mary Vianney B. Flores,
I'm Dexter Rivera.
Jeremy Rojas,
And I'm Angelo Senyo Binluan.
Games and simulation have been a part of the learning process in some form or another for as long as records have been kept. They are a great way to learn a new skill when getting hands-on experience isn't practical, possible, profitable, or sensible. Technology has been part over several aspects in our lives, including education. The proponents want to be part in introducing the great effects of technology in the field of education with the use of mobile educational game. Our studies shows that grade 3 Sunflower students of Cruz Naligas Elementary School are having a difficulties in their math subject when it comes to fraction and comparing number. That is why the proponents are searching for better ways on how to make learning math for grade 3 students be practiced in a more interesting learning experience. Our game, Hallway Rush, an educational game, is the key to enhance the knowledge in math subject of grade 3 section Sunflower students of Cruz Naligas Elementary School. Technically, it is a game that provides mathematical equations, and the student will provide an answer or solutions. All the mathematical topics are based on grade 3 mathematics subjects. After the proponents conducted an interview with the grade 3 Sunflower teacher of Cruz Naligas Elementary School, proponents found that grade 3 Sunflower students have a difficulties in fraction and comparing numbers in their math subject and doesn't engage in learning it. The specific problem that the proponents would like to tackle are as follows: lacks of motivation to practice and enhance themselves in mathematics due to distraction from other non-educational popular game. Most of the grade 3 students don't review their lesson in math due to lack of interest in the subject, and the gameplay and mechanics are difficult in popular educational games.
Purpose and description. The purpose of this project is to create an educational game for grade 3 Sunflower of Cruz Naligas Elementary School that could help them, the grade 3 Sunflower students, to learn and enhance their knowledge in mathematics, basic concept in a fun way. We offer to develop a game that could be enjoyable while playing and learning at the same time, or what we call game-based learning. It will help grade 3 Sunflower of Cruz Naligas Elementary School to gain more knowledge and expand the way they think through an educational game. There will be a point system that players can gain by playing and spend their points on built-in shops to customize their character by buying costumes and game characters. Objectives. With the proposed study learning, basic mathematics concept will be more fun and easier for the grade 3 Sunflower students who will use it. The project's general objective is to develop a game that will help the grade 3 Sunflower students to learn and enhance their knowledge in mathematics, basic concept in a fun way. The specific objectives of the project are as follows: to motivate grade 3 students in practicing basic math concepts on their own by playing an educational game that has enjoyable concepts; to develop an educational game that could gain grade 3 students interest in studying the math subject; to develop a game that has user-friendly gameplay and mechanics;
Scope and limitations. Scope, an Android educational game that allows user to play the game and learn at the same time. the following are its scope. Offline capability. Questions are based specifically on math subject on. Players can gain points when answer each question correctly. Points can be used to purchase a costume and gain characters in built-in shop. Android-based operating system compatibility. Limitations. The game limits are as follows. Online capability. This game is not online and can be played without an internet. Multiplayer mode. This game is not a multiplayer so that there's no PvP or person versus person. This game is a single player only. The app will not run on other operating system. This game will only run on Android device and will not run other OS such as iOS and Windows.
Review of related literature and studies. This chapter is a discussion of relevant foreign and local literature and studies that has significant influence in convincing this research. The proponents have also carefully reviewed and synthesized found documents to present a more in-depth and clear explanation to better understand this present project in the foreign literature. According to Jeremy Rochelle, in 2013, although the use of technology in math, education is not new. The effectiveness of technology-enhanced teaching approach has sometimes been controversial. Recently, SRI researchers published a series of studies that examine whether technology is effective and how it helps. Our findings show that technology can increase the students' understanding of math concept, but only as part of a more comprehensive learning approach, one that also includes curricular content and teacher professional development. This literature directly says that technology can increase the students' understanding of math concept, but only as a part of a more comprehensive learning approach, which means that teacher effort is still need to support the learning of the students. Next is foreign literature is according to Samya Saxena in 2013. People have been using technologies so much these days in each and every domain of our lives. Be it education or regular household work, that have we ever taken out a second to wonder if it's leaving a positive impact on our work, or it's just that we have been relying too much on it that we have become habitual to it, ignoring and direction of its impact. This article is related to the study because it talks about the advantage of using technology in the field of education, which supports that the study will be great use for the educational sectors.
According to Tim Hudson, 2013, Reed Stevens, a professional of education and social policy at Northwestern University, told Middle Reports, "I certainly don't think that the traditional ways of teaching science or math in schools are very productive or engaging for any kids, including high-achieving kids. The Association of Mathematics Teacher Educators has made support integrating technology into the instruction of mathematics a priority because of its ability to enhance student learning." This blog showed that even huge educational organizations agree that technology can enhance the learning of mathematics, which supports the proponents in their studies. Dick and Hollybrand, 2011, in a balanced mathematics program, the strategic use of technology strengthens mathematics teaching and learning. All schools and mathematics program should provide students and teachers with access to instructional technology, including classroom hardware, handheld and lab-based devices with mathematical software and application, and web-based resources, together with adequate training to ensure its effective use.
According to Maris Eligius, 2011, we used the device running early vision of Android to implement a mobile learning game to teach English in the context of visiting a zoo. Although the application was relatively simple, the use of a touchscreen was important to the application as it included activities such as jigsaw puzzle and relied on this feature. According to Zoruila and Zapirian, 2011, we choose to use other devices to assist those who have learning challenges. This time for individuals With autism spectrum disorder or ASD, their serious game is based on first aid education. The paper states that either Android devices or iPhones could have been used, but some of the test devices use small tablets and form factor not currently available iOS devices. Those specific factors in favor of the Android platform identified by the include case of deployment choices of hardware and specific software tools.
Local studies. One of the Philippine Department of Education Millennium Development Goals is a vision of a Filipino learner who possesses sufficient mastery of basic competences in both literacy and numeracy, skills in problem solving, creative, and critical thinking according to Ruiz 2013. Access to technology provides teachers and students with tools which, when constructively used, can create opportunities from enhanced learning of mathematics. One promising approach explored is the potential of computer games as tools for supporting mathematics teaching and learning according to Mavro Theories 2012. The University of the Philippines Open University or UPOU has looked into the incorporation of virtual environment and serious games as learning tools in its academic programs. Ideas and exploratory work abound in many educational institutions. But there are challenges that must be overcome. In order to gain the acceptance, first, with a very small number of exceptions, students in the program are already knowledgeable with a variety of video games. Second, access to high-quality equipment and internet connectivity is a problem with some learners in UPOU. Lastly, there remains a small but significant group of people expressing skepticism over the use of games in their courses. A model that can specially cater to the situation UPOU deals with can also be valuable when attempting to adapt games as learning tool in more courses. In relation, as this focus on students succeeding studies should also pay more attention to the side of the faculty. Lastly, the apparent criticism of some students allude to the need for nurturing a game culture with UPOU community, or at least among those who will be affected should the university adopt games more pervasively. This study aims to find ways to address these issues. Research approach. The research design in this project is descriptive method. The common descriptive method is the survey and interview used by the proponents. The proponent conducted interview with a grade 3 teacher of Crusnaligas Elementary School to know their existing problems and provide a possible solution. The proponent uses the waterfall methodology. The waterfall methodology, also known as waterfall method, is a sequential software development process where progress flows steadily toward the conclusion through the phases of a project. These are the phases of waterfall model. First is the requirement. This first phase involves understanding what needs to design and what is its function and purpose. The next is system design. System design helps in specifying hardware and system requirements and also helps in defining overall system architecture. Next is implementation. With inputs from system design, the system is first developed in small programs called units, which are integrated into next phase, the verification or testing. Before a product can be released to customers, testing needs to be done to ensure the product has no errors and all of the requirements have been completed, ensuring a good user experience with the software. And the last is deployment and maintenance. Once software has been deployed, in the market or released to customer, the maintenance phase begins. This phase relies on the customers to report on any additional issues that may have been encountered in the real world.
Requirement analysis. The proponents use different data gathering techniques. First, survey. The proponents prepared a survey questionnaire for grade 3 section Sunflower students of Cruz Naligas Elementary School to gather ideas what content they want in an educational game. Interview. The proponents conducted an interview to grade 3 Sunflower teacher of Cruz Naligas Elementary School to find out what are the possible problems when it comes to students grade 3 in math subject.
This table shows the minimum and recommended hardware requirements. Android version, the minimum is 5.0 and higher, and the recommended is 5.1.1. The next is RAM. The minimum is 2 GB RAM and the recommended is 2 GB RAM. The next is internal storage. The minimum is 100 MB and the recommended is 100 MB. The next is processor. The minimum processor we need is Snapdragon 410 and the recommended is Snapdragon 425.
For software requirements, in the game engine, we are using Unity. For script editor, we are using Visual Studio. And for the graphics software, we are using Adobe Photoshop CS6.
Peopleware requirements. Project manager, in charge of planning, scheduling, execution, and delivery of software and projects. They ensure the successful of all the software projects and also oversee the people performing work on the project. Programmers, responsible for making mock-ups, writing codes, and translating it into a mobile application. QA tester, they test and evaluate new and existing programs to identify and help remove bug glitches and other user experience issues. Documenter, responsible for writing the capstone project manuscript.
Map design. This is our map design. This is the game homepage. As you can see, there is buttons and modes. The settings, shop, reward button, and 4 game modes. The addition, fraction, multiplication, and comparing numbers. Next is the game categories. So we have 4 categories. The first one is the addition mode. In this mode, the questions are based on the math subject of grade 3 Sunflower student of Cruz Naligas Elementary School. The questions are at first, it was easy to difficult. Next is the fraction mode. The questions are also based on grade 3 Sunflower of Cruz Naligas Elementary School math subject, and the player need to identify the answer for the image that is shown. Next is the multiplication mode. The player needs to identify the missing number to complete the solution for the multiplication. And next is comparing numbers mode. The player needs to choose the right answer for comparing numbers. As you can see, the player needs to identify if it is less than, greater than, or equal to complete the comparing numbers. And the last is the game shop. The points that the player earned in the game can be used in this shop. They can exchange the points or use it to buy a character or costumes. Thank you for watching, and especially thank you to Sir Celo, Sir Marlon, Sir Sarte, and Ma'am Yoli for guiding us in this Capstone Project 1.